So it is my pleasure to introduce this afternoon's keynote speaker, Dr. Gilda Barabino, who is a highly respected scientist, educator, and advocate for diversity and inclusion in the STEM fields. She is currently president of Olin College of Engineering, a leading institution known for its innovative and interdisciplinary approaches to engineering education. I am also pleased to share with you that Dr. Barabino is deeply connected to the two organizations that are sponsoring today's event, AAAS and NYSCI. As Sudeep mentioned, she serves as president of the American Association for the Advancement of Science, and she also serves as a trustee here at the New York Hall of Science. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Barabino to the stage.
Well, hello, everyone. Hello. It is so exciting to see so many STEM leaders here today, eager to contribute to the national strategy for STEM equity and excellence. I want to thank all of you for being here with us. I want to thank AAAS and NYSCI, and of course, Doris Duke for the support. I'd like to set the stage for today's engagement by building on the comments that you've heard already from Margaret, Sudeep, and Sam, as we engage in the co-construction of the national strategy. The 21st century has seen scientific discoveries and engineering achievements at a remarkable pace. And in many ways, this is a golden era of scientific achievement. But everyone here knows we are also living in tumultuous, polarized, and uncertain times. The tumult and division of the last few years has seeped into this scientific enterprise, and the stakes could not be higher. We must understand and learn from COVID-19, including its origins, so that we may prevent or mitigate the next pandemic. We must drive the urgency of scientific and policy actions needed to address climate change. We must ensure that science is open to all and benefits all, and that we have the academic freedom to understand how we got where we are, and importantly, more than ever, the scientific enterprise is sought out for societal solutions. What we do today will have profound impacts on the future. What will people in the future say about how STEM fields helped or harmed society on our watch? How did we come together to collaboratively solve problems? How did we ensure that everyone who desired to pursue STEM had the opportunity to do so? Acting on these questions in earnest could help us ultimately answer the question of who participates in STEM and who does STEM serve? Historically, STEM has fallen short in taking full advantage of the wide range of potential talent. And I believe you all know the US population is becoming more diverse every day. And often STEM has actively excluded people based on the social construct of race, gender, region, and resources. In our Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, or PNAS article, Inequality in Science and the Case for a New Agenda, my co-authors and I discussed the consequences and cost of persistent inequality. We note that STEM education remains unequally available to the US public and that science deserts persist across socioeconomically and racially disadvantaged areas. The limited demographics of STEM, fueled by systemic inequality and inequity, is not our only problem. The culture of STEM education and in the workforce can be hostile to those who have been historically excluded, and it can negatively impact retention and career progression. So as we grapple with the challenges associated with creating equity in STEM, and importantly, as we work on creating a national STEM equity strategy, Let's reflect on our roles and responsibilities holistically as members of society. Let's educate ourselves, promote anti-racism, diversity, equity, and inclusion, challenge assumptions, and expose myths, hold ourselves and others accountable, and work collaboratively to change the system. And changing the system, while crucial, can feel overly ambitious. However, the benefits are transformative, and we can't afford not to do so. In the PNAS article I mentioned earlier, we argue that a STEM equity moonshot is the primary science moonshot of our times, because a truly diverse and representative scientific enterprise is foundational to realizing solutions to the biggest challenges facing society. And over the past 5 decades, AAAS has worked to position itself as a leader in diversity, equity, and inclusion, much of which has been spurred and led by Shirley Malcolm. Kudos to Shirley yet again. Shirley, thank you. Shirley is serving as a senior advisor to the CEO and director of Sea Change. And AAAS now carries a portfolio of over 25 equity-focused initiatives in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It works to address historically minoritized and overlooked communities and continues to lead through efforts aimed at creating the systemic change needed to move from a patchwork of effective programs to systematic barrier removal that will make it possible for all people to explore and achieve their goals in STEM. The knowledge and respect gained over the past decades positions AAAS well to serve as the home for the STEM Opportunity Alliance, a cathedral-building movement that is envisioned to transform how future generations participate in the sciences. We all know DEI serves and drives scientific excellence, and they are powerfully linked. To address the complex and multifaceted societal and scientific challenges we face, we must broaden who can participate in STEM so that we have all backgrounds, experiences, and geographies at the table, which includes those who are directly impacted. As AAAS CEO Sudha Parikh has noted, a scientific enterprise that doesn't represent the people it serves can never hope to adequately serve the people it represents. And that's why this past December, AAAS joined forces with founding partner Doris Duke Foundation and with the support of the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy, launched the STEM Opportunity Alliance at a White House summit on equity and excellence in STEM. The Alliance has now expanded to more than 100 cross-sector institutions, and I can tell you I am honored to be on the advisory committee as we answer the White House's call to unlock America's full workforce potential to capitalize on federal and private investments. And notably, a few provisions in the CHIPS and Science Act, which was signed into law by President Biden last year, will focus on diversifying the STEM workforce. The goal of the STEM Opportunity Alliance is to meet the future demand, maintain our scientific leadership globally, and meet today and tomorrow's greatest challenges. This collective, coordinated effort will take a powerful step forward for bold, strategic, and lasting systemic change. In February, the STEM Opportunity Alliance kicked off efforts to co-construct a national strategic plan at a convening at Morgan State University, a public, historically Black university in Baltimore. Our meeting today is the second public convening that provides everyone here an opportunity to put their imprint on the national plan that will inform a cross-sector approach for achieving equity at all parts of STEM pathways and across the entire ecosystem. The STEM Opportunity Alliance will provide the transparency and accountability needed to understand and achieve real change and impact through shared goals and impact metrics. So today, I want you to imagine What could happen if we're equipped with a moonshot mindset and we make this dream of a more equitable STEM workforce a reality? AAAS CEO Sudha Parikh and Doris Duke President and CEO Sam Gill painted a picture in a recent blog post that brings this vision to life, and I quote, "We want to live in a world where children born today, anywhere from the Mississippi Delta to Appalachia to the Central Valley of California to the north side of Chicago, have just as much opportunity to be world-leading scientists as children born in Silicon Valley or Cambridge. And if we do our work well, these children will never know that 50 years ago, this might not have been an option for them." End of quote. So with that quote, let me say, let's get to work. Thank you all very much.